When Richmond resident and realtor Scott Garnett received his real estate tax assessments,
it wasn't a surprise, I'll be very honest.
His jaw didn't drop, but he remains a little perplexed.
Seeing the variations and the different numbers and talking to other people, there's no rhyme or reason as to where the pricing came in at.
Garnett owns multiple properties across RVA that he rents out. New reassessments for his fan properties went up by more than 20%, but his property in the Arts District had no change at all.
If it was like a flat 10% across the boards, I don't think anybody would care. I don't know why we don't have a centralized valuation system.
You can have properties that will differ from street to street, and we try to capture that in the increase in the assessments. Every property doesn't go up the same. I know that's pretty much a typical misconception.
City Assessor Richie McKeithen points to a 13% increase in taxable real property throughout Richmond overall. This map shows that areas in red had the most growth, to include Manchester, Stratford Hills, and parts of the West End, North Side, and Church Hill.
The city is thriving. We have very low inventory compared with a high degree of actual individuals who are in the market to purchase properties, with inflation kicking in as well.
First District Councilman Andreas Addison says longtime single-family residents are being taxed more due to other people buying and selling, and he believes the city's budget is too dependent on residents.
This is really what we're causing. We're creating an inflated value. We're putting a burden on the wallets of our households and our families, and we could potentially discourage residents staying in their homes.
He says council has considered rolling back the real estate tax rate, but calls that just a temporary fix. Instead, Addison pushes for a reform that would tax land value separately from the building and lowering taxable value of the property.
And the land's value is dictated by very controllable assets, right? Zoning type, density, height, usage, proximity to other assets, parks, schools, facilities, etc. Transportation. It becomes a very different formula than just depending on, hey, look, the interest rates went down, people are buying and selling homes, my assessment value goes up, the city makes more money.
Meanwhile, Garnett believes the burden of rising assessments could be passed on to renters.
But when you start hitting somebody with a 20 or 25% increase, especially somebody who's on a fixed income, who's renting a property, struggling with already high prices of food and gas and inflation, this is just a double whammy that we just don't need right now.
Now, Addison says council has approved a study into that new tax approach, and results could take 6 to 9 months. Now, if you'd like to appeal your assessment, we'll have those details on WTVR.com.